Welcome to the Bullvine Podcast, your go-to source for inside stories, cutting-edge research, and the latest updates in the world of dairy farming. For the 80th episode, we examine how new feeding strategies can reduce methane in dairy farming. So please grab a glass of milk, sit back, and let's get started with this week's episode.
In dairy farming, your actions impact your money and the planet's future. Reducing methane emissions is critical. It's about lowering greenhouse gases and using challenges as opportunities to make farms more efficient and profitable. Methane reduction methods can enhance farm productivity and sustainability. This article explores how reducing methane can be achieved through innovative supplements, the right diet, and proper doses. Farmers can adjust feed and additives to cut methane emissions significantly. By understanding how dose, diet, and supplements work together, dairy farms can lead to efficiency and environmental care.
Imagine peaceful dairy farms with cattle grazing calmly. Yet under this calm scene, there is a significant environmental issue: methane emissions. Methane is a potent greenhouse gas, 28 times more effective than carbon dioxide at holding heat. It's about 16% of global greenhouse gas emissions, and Rev Annum Sci. In the U.S., most of this methane comes from livestock, especially dairy cattle. Agriculture was responsible for 10% of the country's total greenhouse gas emissions in 2021, with a third from enteric fermentation. That year, the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency found that dairy cattle's enteric fermentation comprised 25% of livestock emissions, USEPA. But here's the empowering part: cutting these emissions is key to sustainable farming and climate goals. It's not just about taking care of the planet. It's also about saving money. Methane reduction methods can improve feed efficiency and boost productivity, providing financial and environmental gains. This goal aligns with global efforts like the Paris Agreement, which aims to control global warming. The dairy industry, including you, will have an important role. By using innovative strategies, dairy farmers can help the environment and secure their profits for the future, becoming key players in the global sustainability mission.
Reducing methane is crucial for dairy farmers, who work hard to improve efficiency and reduce greenhouse gases. These strategies can make farms more sustainable and profitable. Algae, especially Asparagopsis spp, are very effective in reducing methane. They contain compounds like bromoform that disrupt methane production in the rumen. However, their success can be influenced by diet, particularly the amount of fiber they consume. 3-nitrooxypropanol, THRO, is excellent at blocking methane production. It targets the enzyme needed for methane creation, redirecting hydrogen away from methane. It's most effective with low-fiber diets. Nitrate is an alternative to hydrogen that reduces methane emissions. Its effectiveness depends on the dose and is influenced by the amount of starch in the diet, highlighting the importance of diet in reducing methane. Lipids offer energy and help reduce methane. High-fat diets can change rumen fermentation, limiting hydrogen for methane. Free oils can increase this effect. Learn more here. Plant secondary compounds such as tannins and essential oils can change rumen microbes and fermentation. Their impact changes depending on the situation, especially with more fiber in the diet. Understanding nutrition and methane science is essential for combining diet, supplements, and methane reduction. Farmers who do so are ready to succeed in the changing world of sustainable dairy farming.
In the changing world of dairy farming, the amount of supplements like Asparagopsis spp and 3-nitroxypropanol 3-NOPUs is essential. This study shows that using more Asparagopsis spp can reduce methane by about 6.8% for each unit over an average of 5.2 grigs per kilogram DMI. This highlights the importance of getting the dosage right to maximize its effectiveness. It's about using more and the right amount at the right time. Precision in dosing is the secret ingredient in dairy's methane mitigation recipe, and it's a skill that every dairy farmer should master to improve efficiency and reduce emissions. With 3-NOP, a dosage of 82.5 milligrams per kilogram DMI can significantly reduce methane emissions. Unlike Asparagopsis spp, 3-NOP works well at this level, suggesting that using more will not necessarily yield better results. This means using the right amount to achieve the best outcome and avoid wasting resources is essential. The study's main takeaway is that finding the right balance is essential. Instead of just using more and more, farmers should use precise doses based on solid information. By getting the right amounts of Asparagopsis spp and 3-nope, dairy farmers can improve efficiency and help reduce agriculture's environmental impact.
Understanding how a cow eats affects methane emissions is key to reducing them. This study shows how dietary fiber, starch, and fats impact methane production in dairy cows. The fiber factor. Cows are commonly fed high-fiber diets, as seen in the forage-to-concentrate F ratio. However, more fiber can lessen the effectiveness of methane-reducing methods like Asparagopsis spp and 3-nope because they support methane-producing microbes in the stomach. Starch as an aid. Starch helps supplements cut methane better. It also helps 3-nope and nitrate work by using extra hydrogen to make propionate instead of methane. Role of dietary fat. Fats in the diet, known as ether extract, improve methane reduction strategies by 4.9% with each percentage increase. However, too much fat can slow down fiber digestion, so balance is essential. These insights assist dairy producers in creating diets that boost productivity while lowering emissions for sustainability.
Understanding how long we use supplements can help reduce methane emissions. Some additives work better when used for more extended periods. For instance, adding lipids can improve methane reduction by 0.2% daily for every kilogram of energy-corrected milk, ECM, source. This measure, ECM, accounts for the energy content of milk and helps farmers understand the energy efficiency of their production. Plant-derived bioactive compounds, PDBC, also become more effective over time, cutting down daily methane by 1.0% and yielding by 0.6% each day. These findings highlight the need for consistent, long-term feeding strategies to reduce methane more effectively. For mid-sized dairy farmers, using these practices can be essential to improve sustainability and control emissions.
Exploring ways to reduce methane in dairy farming helps the environment and boosts farm profits. Feed additives like nitrates and 3-nope or shifting to lipids can make feed more efficient. Since methane uses up to 12% of a cow's energy, cutting it means more energy for growth and milk production. Imagine the financial gains if methane emissions are cut by 30%. Farms can use less feed while producing the same amount of milk, saving resources and improving the farm's finances. Using 3-nope, which cuts daily methane by 28.7%, can significantly increase the energy available for milk production, painting a promising picture for the future. Suppose methane emissions are cut by 30%. In that case, farms can use less feed while producing the same amount of milk, saving resources and improving the farm's finances. Using 3-nope, which cuts daily methane by 28.7%, can increase the energy available for milk production. For example, a farm with 100 cows could save about 0.25 kilograms of grain per cow daily with better feed use, leading to significant yearly savings. Better nutrient use can also mean higher profits and increased milk production. Adding lipids to feed, which cuts methane by up to 14.8%, can improve milk fat and yield without raising costs, increasing milk income. These strategies can help farms stand out in the market. As consumers increasingly want eco-friendly dairy products, such products can often be sold at higher prices and may receive subsidies for reducing emissions. In short, reducing methane emissions isn't just good for the environment, it's a way to boost farm efficiency and profit. By using these strategies, farmers can cut emissions and secure a more profitable future.
Working towards making dairy farming greener by cutting methane is challenging and full of potential. However, the price of additives like 3-nope and Asparagopsis spp can be too high for middle-sized farms, making farmers consider the initial costs versus long-term savings and better animal performance. Another challenge is getting these supplements. New supplements like macroalgae and worldwide supply chain challenges make access uncertain. Different farm conditions mean strategies need to be customized. Differences in feed, weather, and how the herd is managed mean that something other than what works in one place might not work in another. The farm's setup, herd size, and local rules also affect how well a strategy works. Farmers must balance herd diets when using these additives. Changing fiber or starch in the feed can impact methane emissions, so careful planning is needed to keep the diet right for producing milk. Ongoing learning and tech support are crucial. Farmers need expert help to apply scientific discoveries practically. Working together with scientists is key to making smart, cost-effective choices. Despite the challenges with costs, supplies, and knowledge, reducing methane can lead to meeting regulations and a greener future for dairy farming, ultimately boosting farm earnings.
New technologies and research are changing how methane emissions are controlled in dairy farming today. As the pressure to combat climate change grows, the dairy industry will blend sustainability with profitability. AI-powered precision feeding is becoming a popular method of lowering methane emissions. This technology can adjust the feed in real time, optimizing the animal's nutrient intake and reducing emissions, which boosts farm efficiency. Breeding programs are developing cattle that naturally emit less methane, aiming to balance sustainability and better productivity. New probiotics are being researched to change the microbes in the rumen, potentially reducing methane production. Blockchain technology can track emissions transparently, benefiting farmers financially by rewarding them for reducing emissions and increasing consumer trust in sustainable dairy products. Plant-based feed additives present another option. They contain bioactive compounds that can disrupt methane production and improve livestock health. The future of dairy farming involves integrating these innovations with traditional farming practices, moving towards eco-friendly and efficient operations.
We found key methods to cut methane: the correct dose, a balanced diet, and how long you use supplements. Using Asparagopsis spp, 3-nitrooxypropanol, nitrates, and lipids can significantly lower emissions. Getting the dose just right is essential for these to work well. Changing how much fiber versus starch is in feed can affect how well these methods work. Using supplements for longer might give more benefits, balancing costs with what you get back. For farmers, this means helping the environment, saving money, and improving productivity. The challenge is using these strategies on the farm, which might mean changing practices, using new tools, and keeping up with policy changes and incentives. This helps both the environment and future profitability.
Thank you for tuning in to the Bullvine Podcast. We hope you enjoyed today's insightful discussion. Don't forget to subscribe, share, and leave a review. Catch you next time on the Bullvine Podcast, where bovine expertise and community come together.